beer.
That's a beer.
Drink these.
Because we need to drink these.
You've got to stay hydrated and healthy.
Yeah. Awesome. So we're basically just two blokes having beers, talking shit, and that's what I wanted this to do. Like, it's been a struggle. Like, I've obviously got the other podcast with Marley, who literally lives in Queensland, so there's no having beers daily.
Yeah, and
but
trying to do it on a regular basis.
That's what I want to do. Like, and when the shed's up as well too, we're definitely gonna have the other boys around as well too, and then just
I've already finished.
Pass and loose. Pass and loose. Well, I better go. There's the ones out of the freezer.
You got one there?
Yeah. Thank you. So, what are you doing? What are you doing?
That's proper made in cold, hasn't it?
I'm like feeling this one, like that wasn't cold.
Nah.
They're actually cold now.
Yeah.
And down there in the shed, it's just going to make things
better.
So much fun. Yeah, whether it be a Friday or a Saturday night, and then just literally film an hour. Film an hour of it, like, and actually do beers in the shed though. Like, even if we're not talking about four-wheel drivers as well,
just talking
shit.
Smack.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get out! You're just chewing bones while we're trying to do a recording. Get out of it. Rude. Like, of all the things you can literally chew. Get out of it. How's your car? No, you don't get that. That was bait.
That was a bait. Well, alright, which one are we talking about? Because we got three.
The disco.
The disco, okay.
The disco is on the journey, because you almost bought the disco out last weekend, or not the weekend before,
Yeah, so the disco's, like, Patrol's a story for a later time tonight. But the disco it's currently sitting in the shed.
Yes.
I'm doing some love to it. I put new headlights in it the other day, and they actually still are.
What do you need? What are you getting closer to doing the roadworthy?
So I've actually got the roadworthy booked for 3 weeks from now, because that's the time I got it.
Shit.
Like, cause
well,
that's going in for the first initial check, obviously.
Yeah.
And then then I'll see what it needs. But hopefully, like, because I'm, trying to put it on to club plates and stuff, hopefully it'll slide a bit easier because it doesn't actually have to go into big roads.
Yep. Do you know the club you're going in?
I haven't really thought about that yet. I'm still trying to set up Signature as a club thing, but I haven't done that yet because I haven't had time. But I'm also...
We need to get your club sorted before you
need to get your club sorted. So,
yeah.
So we've got about 3 weeks. I've
worst case, I can make a call.
Yeah. So I've got 3 weeks to do a couple of nice little things, like, give a brake fluid a flush and give it a good clean, make it look as sort of spicy as it can.
Hell yeah.
But it runs mint. Clutch is good, gearbox is good.
Pirate's got evening gents. Have you seen the price in second-hand and four-wheel drive drop dramatically since COVID?
Yeah.
It's not COVID that's doing that. That's because everyone has no money in our economy right now.
Everything is moving really slow at the moment. Like, I've been looking at bikes a lot and cars a lot, and even, like, some really old-school trucks just because, like, spend my tax return, why not?
Yep.
And, like take just a 450k MXE, for example. Like, they're moving really slow at the moment. Like, any form of bike, and it's not just bikes, it's cars as well.
It's anyone that's got expendable cash or expendable
people
hobbies.
Just don't have it at the moment.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, there's no room for
expensive hobbies.
No, because just the market at the moment just isn't there. Everything is really slow at the moment, and it's usually the time of year when people are either looking to sell crap or buy crap because they've just got a tax return, but for some reason everybody owes money this year.
Yeah, and I've taken my car off the market because I was just so...
Because you just get stuffed around.
People just giving me not even half the value of what it should be.
Yeah, well, even my old Ranger, like, that's worth, like, 15-odd grand, and people are lowballing me down at, like, the 7 grand with the roadworthy, and it's just...
With the roadworthy.
And it's just, it's not worth me trying to sell. Just keep it and go from there.
It's not worth the drama of you waiting for the market to bounce back and buying something at that cost as well too, because you're losing out.
Exactly.
You're losing out on time.
Yeah. So it's like you don't want to waste your money on something that's just not worth it.
Yeah.
And there's not much out there that you can buy with expendable cash anyway, because people's nowadays expendable cash just isn't much.
Yeah. And
compared to what it used to be.
There are so many people out there literally trying to hawk their junk Land Cruisers and junk patrols
for the price of decent ones.
For rollers money.
Yeah.
For roller money. Because you buy something and it's like, oh, it's missing this or missing out that, then it's basically just a roller.
Yeah.
So, some people are paying I don't know, 2-3 grand, not even for them, and they should be paying double.
Well, I looked at a roller for my GU, right? And there was a complete cool cab. It had a cab and it had a chassis, but no tray. It didn't have a motor or a gearbox.
Yep.
Didn't have disc centers, but it still had axles and the hub assembly and all that jazz under it. And it didn't have shocks. It just had coils, and that was $5.5 grand.
Yeah, right.
So that, in what world is that worth $5.5 grand?
It's not.
You know what I mean?
You can get most rollers probably are not worth more than 2 or 3.
No.
Simple as that.
In a realistic world,
and a roller can have everything as well too.
Oh, even for a cool cab GU.
Yeah.
In what world is it worth $5.5 grand? And that was without a dash, without an interior.
Yeah.
Or
a bit olive. Because as soon as it doesn't start or it's missing major pieces, it's a roller. And
exactly.
There's still some cars that don't start, are missing pieces, and they want, and they're somehow not getting any money for them.
Yeah. So it's not necessarily the COVID tax that's come into stuff anymore. It's just the economy at the moment is just.
It's on the background.
It's
on
just
the back burner.
Yeah, because there's just no expendable cash at the moment.
Yep. Yeah, no one's getting any money back on their tax return.
No one's unless you're in a government job,
we've discussed this.
Yeah, we've already discussed this. Yeah,
this is very good.
But for the everyday other person, it's just not worth it.
Yeah. My mate. Yeah, shut up, Olive. She's barking. So, my shed's done. We're going to set up
Which
a
looks
little...
fantastic.
Yeah. And we're going to set up this little recording corner with couches and a heater in there as well, too. We'll get the boys and girls,
ball bars up on the wall.
Whatever. Just, get some decoration. Yeah, I want some decoration in there.
So your plan is to put, you want your standard bull bar for the 80 series.
So I've got the 80 series bull bar, and I've got the... bumper for the Hilux.
Yeah.
And then I've got the bumper from the old Page that I had.
Oh, that,
The Series 4 one.
Yeah, the Series 4 one.
Yeah.
And you're gonna, has that got, fog lights and stuff in the bumper?
No, but I can put them in.
Yeah, just get them for the record. Then we'll hook them up and they'll look sick.
Yeah, bumper, and then on the Hilux bumper, I can just put, little spotties. And then on the Cruiser, I can put a light bar.
Yep.
It'll look awesome.
Try to wire them up and...
Yeah, just put them on a switch. All 3 of them, just all on the one, bang.
You should get, your knock-off eBay one that you can, change colours and stuff, so, it can be red or amber or
actually...
Because then you can dial up your brightness and stuff,
dial up the brightness, change the colours...
Yeah.
And have disco parties.
And it doesn't need to be a good quality thing, because it's just sitting on the shed. It's just sitting on the wall in the shed, so...
That's it.
And, you can pick one of them up for, $20.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm definitely doing that.
Absolutely.
Doing that, mate. Does a new big shed more room for more four-wheel drives? Thank you, John.
Well, you've already got the 2 bays filled up.
Yeah.
The
there's one bay in
one
the shed.
Bay,
One bay for the shed. And if I got... I can still fit the trailers down the side there.
You could.
2 meters. I haven't put the trailer down by the side because there's a stainless steel shelving set there.
Yeah,
and it's heavy as hell.
Yeah.
So I need to move that, and then I can put the trailer down the back there. And I'm looking at it when I do. be super nervous to reverse. That poly pipe is just like so delicate and
you
like,
know that like I drive semi trucks for a living, there, so I'll just put it right in, mate.
I'm gonna break that pipe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, the other thing I'm thinking of is like, because you got that day free.
Yeah.
For like videos and stuff, we'll just alternate between either the patrol, when it's going
that's
again.
the thing. I can totally have people around
disco,
like literally. Interview rig rundowns.
Like rig rundowns,
in the bay.
like
in the bay. Yeah, just reverse it up, put it in the shed. We'll have a few
Mate,
beers.
what's going on here?
What's going on here?
Yeah.
One of the boys will bring their cruisers round.
It's plenty to talk about cruisers, isn't it?
Yeah. That's half the reason why I brought you on, because you are literally like you're the patrol side.
Yeah.
And
see, that's even the thing. Like, I'm not necessarily the patrol side.
And I'm not necessarily the lead.
I just have a patrol.
I've got the Hilux and the Pajero. Like, Like people
well, I'm not like the Nissan side or the Toyota side.
Yeah.
I just happened to have a patrol.
Yeah.
Because it was cheap. Because it was a good buy when I bought it.
Yeah. And the only reason I happen to have a patrol, the Nissan, the Land Cruiser, it's because patrols are shit. So.
I see how it is.
I
see how it is.
You
right,
into that one.
Alright, look. that was a low blow.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry.
Mine sounds better.
I'm sorry.
Mine sounds better.
I know. I need to put a straight through on the petty. New extractors and a straight through on petty will sound monstrous.
They have the potential to sound good, those
the extract, it's like, because I've looked into it to get the exhaust done, and it's a waste of time.
No, it is.
Because the extractors are so restrictive.
They are,
that you lose all the sound before you even get to
You
the
can
pipe.
get extractors for pretty well bugger all anyway, and they're like a 2.5-inch extractor.
Because I know so many people that have got them on junkers, and they've cut it off. They've just basically got enough so the extractors take it out and underneath the car, and then they just dump it out.
Just behind the driver's seat, so you don't get the fumes in the cab.
Yeah.
And then
just enough, and then dump it. Yeah.
And they actually sound good and run better because I can get the exhaust gases out.
Because you have to be a little bit more wary on that when it comes to dumping gas underneath the car when it's a wagon. You do not care at all.
Yeah, well, that's why mine's a
There's
side
no
dump.
car there.
That's why mine's dumped at the ditch.
It's exactly. There's no car there. And it's like wagons just seeps in so easy.
You just get a ute, man. They're better. Utes are just cooler.
I've always thought about doing a.
Just chop the 80 series.
Hilux cab on the 80.
You know what I saw the other day on TikTok?
Yeah, go on.
A Hilux cab on a disco chassis.
Sorry. What Hilux though? Do you know
it was an 05 Model 1. Like the 05 to 0... like the first of the D4D cabs.
Yeah.
So like between 05 to...
07.
No, like that show, but like 05 to... When did they start the N70s? 16?
2005.
No, sorry, the N80s.
2014, 15?
Yeah, so that model of it. So so it was an N70 cab.
N70 cab.
On a disco chassis.
Yeah, right.
And it looked unreal. Because it was a short wheelbase.
Yeah.
With a short tray. And it was a ute cab.
Yeah.
So it was like short... Single cab.
Single cab,
yeah, single cab.
Yeah, right.
With a... Yeah, single cab with a short tray, short wheelbase, and it looked phenomenal.
Yeah, right.
And it was like it was a TD5, so the 2.5 litre 5-cylinder diesel.
Yep.
And turbo diesel.
Yeah.
And it was a manual as well. And the bloke had an issue with he couldn't get the clutch pedal to marry up in the cab to how the car was.
Yep.
So he put his on his shifter, he got like a bike handle, like a push bike handle, and put a clutch there, and then he just ran a separate booster. Yeah, so his clutch is on his his clutch is on his gear shift.
Cool.
Yeah, his clutch is on his gear shift, and then he just ran a separate booster for his clutch, so then he can actually move it with his hand.
So he clutches out.
Yeah. So his clutch is literally just on the gear shifter.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So it's got an auto pedal box.
Yep.
With but it's a manual because it's got the manual. It's a manual gearbox and the clutch is on there. It's just a push bike brake lever.
Good.
And it looked really cool.
That's actually real cool.
No, it was and it looked awesome.
That's really cool.
It was. But it looked odd because it was such a short wheel. Like, on the outside, it looked like a Hilux.
The cab would have finished and the cab would have been slammed up against that wheel.
Yeah, because it was like Like, it was a Hilux cab, which is, like, quite a big cab for a single cab.
Yep.
On a disco chassis, and, like, discos are quite small.
Yeah.
It just looked so odd from the side, but it looked awesome. It looked unreal, because it's just so different.
Get off the balcony.
Bloody psycho.
Stop it. Jesus.
Yeah, no, so that was pretty different.
That's awesome. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
Love
Kind
seeing,
of makes me want to single cab chop my
Love-
disco bit.
I love seeing different ones as well too. Like
Well, that was different.
because we're going to see new utes new four-wheel drive over the next.
Every day
20
someone
years.
does something that's different.
We still haven't even got some of the newer stuff that they're trying to bring across from the States. Like some of the single
Like those hybrid Tritons.
No, I was going to say.
Oh, you're saying like old school custom stuff?
No, like single cab. What are they? Rams. Single cab Ram with like an Aussie style tray on it.
So you're talking like an 1800 by 1800 tray?
Yeah, like
bigger because it's a Ram.
and it mean
Or like
as.
similar size to what my GU tray is.
Yeah, bigger, and they're mean as.
Huge. That would be massive.
Yeah,
Because the dual cabs are big enough as they are.
yeah. It's
So that
like
single cab would be huge.
yeah.
As long as you can still tilt the seat backwards and, you know.
And like like they're coming through and because they haven't started bringing in the single cabs to the Aussie market yet.
Just because there isn't a market for it, or
Because there's not a market yet.
I've got one.
I know exactly. I was looking at one the other day and it looked like a patrol on steroids, like a single cab patrol.
But with
on steroids.
IFS.
Yeah,
Wait, they're IFS, aren't they?
they're a different style of IFS though. I don't think they're.
IFS are solid.
Well, I don't think they're a double wishbone, which is what.
Yeah,
the IFS
right.
is really
Okay,
thinking
yeah.
about. All the dual cabs
That'd
are
be
all double
weak then,
wishbone.
wouldn't it?
No, they're all stronger because they're truck IFS.
Ah.
I don't know what it's called.
When people bring them over here, like your small 1500,
They're dinkum.
that's it, right?
That's it.
Um,
Who's this?
Who is he?
Marco Polo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8.
Hello.
A few other people. Who else is in here just not commenting? Can we get some comments going on? Kieran, you're hiding out the back there. How you doing, mate? Mine Cage, Bob.
Don't hide.
Boys can steer. Bob. Tennille. Millie. Love it. Tap the screen. Send some likes through. Love it. And say hi.
Yeah.
Put a comment in. Say
Nice
hi.
way to talk, mate. So so those 1500 Rams,
Yeah.
like, are they instantly registered as a light truck, or are they still a commercial vehicle thing?
I don't know if they're more than 4.5. So I think they're 3.
They'd be
4.2.
3,950 or something.
3,950 or 4.2 or something,
Yeah, something
like that.
like
They're not
that,
the
yeah.
4.5s.
Yeah, right. Because you know that that have you seen
Kieran.
have you seen that Trek in Australia GMC that's on Signature?
No.
No. So it's like this. It's a like bugger all about GMCs, but it's huge. It's massive. It's like
Yep.
it's on a massive lift in 37s, and that makes it look like 33s.
Yep.
Anyway, it's just huge, and like he upgraded GVM, and which all of a sudden made it the
Making Swampers look stock.
yeah, and he was saying like because it's classed as like a light commercial vehicle, he can have. I think he's saying his GVM was like 6 or 7 tons.
That sounds about right.
Yeah,
Driving
and
on-
that was a GVM,
driving
not
on-
a
Driving on the truck license. Yeah.
yeah, and because being a light truck, you don't have to run a logbook either.
No.
And then he tows a van with it, which is like a 22-foot van.
Get out of it.
And then like his gross vehicle mass goes up to like 12 ton or something, and it's just all perfectly legal.
Yeah.
But the thing is huge. Like I
yeah.
like I met him. Like how I came by, it was like I was filling up my truck at Longwarry, and then he was filling that thing up, and he was like having to reach up because he's got the fuel nozzle like in the tray headboard, and he was having.
Now 20. So now it's playing. Stop counting down. It's just stressing me out. So I've been counting down on my TikTok to the full drive show, and Kieran is stressing out because that was his like goal in his head to get his car finished for that event. Even if he didn't take the car there, but that was his due date.
Why is he not in your shed working on it now? Why is he on TikTok?
I don't know, exactly. Kieran, yeah, what do you want
What are you
TikTok
doing,
for?
mate? Come
What are you
on.
doing, mate? Get back to work.
Oh, didn't tell you. Can't make it to that. I'm going away.
Oh well.
Yeah, which is fine because I know I'll just end up spending money if I go there.
There's like 4 or 5 other people I've got meeting there as well too. That's fine.
I'll
You're
just
gonna miss out going with Marley, Grubby. That's all.
Beyond.
I'm like he's
See, I know that like I set
still
myself
coming.
up for not going because
Yeah.
if I go there, I know I'd like spend a stupid.
And I
amount
did
of money.
last year. I went there.
Oh,
And
last year I spent like $5 grand.
how?
So I bought.
Straight to the ARB. Yeah, can I please have a quote?
No,
Thanks.
no. I bought my like some additions for my rooftop there.
There you go, mate. Have a drink.
Yeah.
There we go. Drink up. Oh.
So I bought some additions for my rooftop.
Yep.
I bought my lift there. I got some tyres there, which.
You got tyres there.
Yeah.
Were they at least a good deal?
They were a good deal.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
So,
they were a good deal.
You didn't spend at the event. You just bought a lot of 4-wheel drive gear and stuff within that month.
Yeah. and then like a week after, I then went to like PDC and got my Stano done.
Yeah, right.
And that was like 2 or something.
Is that okay?
What?
The Stano.
I love it.
No, is that okay?
Having spent 2.
No.
Or just, is it okay?
On the car now, is this
Yes.
okay?
Yes. So,
That's what I mean.
right, okay, I'll get where you come from there. So, the only thing that happened to it, when, like, it mounts on the A-pillar,
Yep.
it snapped the pop rivets on there.
Fair.
So, I've got to just put new pop rivets in there. That's fine, I'll just silicone it up.
Yep.
It's like a short entry guard one, so it goes into the guard, and then there's like a bit of pipe that connects them onto. So there's 2 like.
There's an internal one.
Yeah, so it goes into the guard, and then there's like a rubber, like just connection.
Yep.
That then goes onto another bit of pipe.
Yep.
And then another rubber connection that then goes into the hoop that goes on the airbox.
Yeah, right.
Which is like the PDC airbox as well.
Yep.
And the only bit that I think isn't okay, which I haven't had a proper look at, I won't know till I get the guard off, is that pipe in the middle. But that's like just a bit of 4-inch stainless pipe that's
Just
this long that I can get anywhere. So the actual snorkel itself and the bending is okay.
Just doing its job.
Yeah. So that's so I was really happy with that because that was like 2 I didn't want to have to spend again.
Yep.
And like a lot of people say, oh, Stano's are gay, but I
They
get
look
that.
amazing.
I get that. I
don't
get that
understand
their
why-
looks.
It's the other way around. It's the plastic
You don't-
facing ones are the ones that should get the nerdy.
Yes.
They are the nerdy ones.
Yeah. That 100%. But like until
it's efficient. No, it's cheap. It's affordable.
yeah. Oh, ARB gave it to me for a good deal with my bull bar.
Yeah, exactly.
So
but the Stano is a piece of art.
yes, it is, and like
Like,
you don't notice how good they are until you've got one. Like mine being like a turbo TD, and at the time the motor was pretty standard. I massively noticed the difference at how much better performance it got, going from like a small suffocated patrol snorkel.
Stock airbox.
Yeah, it was a stock airbox with a standard patrol snorkel.
When it's sucking air from underneath a guard.
From a straw, yeah.
From a straw.
Yeah, and then having this like high-mounted one that's 4 inches thick straight to the turbo. On a stand, and at the time it was a standard turbo on standard injectors and a standard pump.
Yeah.
It made such a difference to not alone power but fuel economy as well.
Yeah.
It was incredible,
struggling
and a bonus to that was it looked amazing and sounded ridiculous.
You're not struggling on your air to fuel ratios.
No,
Like that.
no, and like it sounded amazing. Like I just put my passenger window down, it just sucks in air. It's just sick.
I want one on the Page. I want
Yeah,
one
see, like okay, look on petrols.
No, the Page is diesel. Remember?
Yeah, well, yeah, true. The Page is diesel.
Yeah.
It would sound amazing, but also like that thing makes as much power as a lawnmower as it is.
Less.
Well, yes, even so.
It does need a snorkel.
It does.
And if I'm going to put something on there, I'm going to keep the whole theme of it actually looking pretty good. If I cheap out and buy a snorkel, it's got to be a pretty top
like
quality
I'm at two
Safari.
minds. I'm at 2 minds with that. It's
Yeah.
like you could have a Stano and it'd look fantastic, or you could keep your standard sort of clean cut vibe and go, plastic fantastic.
It's got to be. I'm not going to be getting anything less than a Safari, just because they are so sleek.
Oh, they are slick, yeah.
They are sleek.
But like the Safari ones still have a decent diameter about them, whereas your standard like your TJM one or something like that.
Even your bog stock eBay ones, they do not.
They don't have your decent diameter. They're still your same intake size.
Yeah.
Which is what my Patrol one was, which was like, I think they're only like 1.6 inches or 2 inches or something. Now I've got like 4 inches of just air goodness.
I'm just waiting for the tax money to come through. I will be putting a Safari on the Cruiser because it's petty, facing the front lane.
Plastic ones on a petrol are fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's your diesels that rely on the more air to run better.
Yeah.
Petrol, especially EFIs.
Yeah. And ram air is different to just the amount of sucking air, because a diesel sucks air, it doesn't need the ram.
No.
Petrols do like a ram.
Yeah, and that was the other reason I loved my Stainer, was because it's just the only thing holding it back was injector sizes and fuel. Before I did the motor work, it didn't soot because it was just getting so much air.
Oh, here we go. Here's a question from Electra. Do you remember seeing your first four-wheel drive? What was it? What colour? And how old were you? You go first. I know exactly what mine is. Unless you need mine, so I can go straight in.
Well, I know yours is a bit Hilux.
No, it's my dad's 60.
Your dad's 60?
Yeah, I was like 3 or 4 when I obviously came into consciousness, and that was our family car.
Yeah, right, that's fair.
White
60.
Was
Was that a diesel or petrol?
Diesel,
yeah. Factory non-turbo? Or?
Factory non-turbo, yeah. He had 3.
Yeah.
He had 2 standard GX, and then... he had 2 GXLs.
So that would have had
the
like
last
electric
one was
windows and stuff back then, yeah?
No, so the first 2 didn't, because they were early models.
Yeah.
2 non-turbos, and the third one was a Sahara turbo.
Right, so that would have had the high roof and stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And every single one he wrecked.
Was that Sahara turbo manual as well?
Yeah, they were all manuals. So they were...
Man, that'd be... What colour was the Sahara turbo?
That was Sandy Court. It was a Sahara Sandy Court.
What did he do to wreck that?
Rolled it.
Oh, spiel.
They look terrible.
It's because they're Leafs.
They're Leafs. He didn't really do that much to do the wider stance on any of the tyres. And yeah, they're just too top heavy.
Yeah,
they're such a top heavy.
After that was it. What did he get after that?
So his whole full drive career has been 360 series. Then he got after that a Troopy.
Yep.
That was Leaf as well too. So it was one of the old Troopies. That one was turbo. Then he had 80 series Sahara. He had a fair bit of issues with that one.
Yeah.
So
did the Sahara 80 series still have a high roof like his 60s did or not?
No.
Okay.
They just put in all the love in. That's all the difference was. There was all the cab was technically the same.
Yeah.
So they just did all the stuff like putting in the center console for each. Which is just...
She'll come standing. I'm free. Anyway.
Yeah. Then he had, after the 80 series, then he got the Hilux, and I've got that now. Yeah.
My first one...
Now he's got the Patrol.
He's got a GU now, hasn't he?
So he's got a GU, yeah.
Series 6?
1999, whatever.
So Series 1?
Yeah.
The first of them was 98.
Yeah.
Yeah, so still Series 1.
So he's 99, and it's just an absolute weapon.
Yeah, they are.
It's had about, 10, 15 grand.
Is it a TD or is it a...
TD, yeah.
TD, yeah.
Manual TD. He's got...
How many Ks are on it now?
250?
So that's a baby.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That'd be worth it.
It's quite cool. So it's got...
Being like your old man,
it's got an upgraded turbo. It's got an upgraded turbo. It's put a turbo... They've got a turbo timer on it. It sounds mint. Different radiator on it. I think it's got an upgraded water
Being a
pump.
98 though, 99 it won't be intercooled. So is he intercooled?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I'll have to to remember.
98, they weren't. 99, they weren't.
No, they weren't.
They didn't start intercooling them until 2004, I think, is when they started being intercooled.
I think it's just got the bigger radiator on it.
That's all they need if it's pretty much standard.
And I think it's had some different water pump put in it or something like that.
My first four-wheel drive that I saw, probably.
That's your core memory.
Core memory, like...
First one.
I've got, like, you know that movie Up where they're, like, moving things in my head? In the core memory, that's what they're doing now.
Inside Out.
Yeah, Inside Out. Sorry, not Up. Wrong Disney.
That's what I mean, core memory. Is
look, for me, honestly, it's probably my grandpa's Cruiser, a 60 series.
So good.
Like, so, yeah, I'd have to say that a bit. So, my old man's got it now, and I'm looking to, grab it off him, just to keep it in the family. So my grandpa in 89, so it's the last of the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
In Toyota in Warragul, there was 3 of them for sale at the time. When Pop walked in and went to buy it, so there was a white petrol, and and that was an auto. And then there was a Sandy Torp manual turbo diesel.
That's the cab.
And then there's a
jumping ahead.
Yeah, and then he ended up buying the NA diesel red one, which was a GXL.
Yep.
And he bought that one because the Toyota rep at the time, the sales bloke, didn't know what he was on about, and because Pop wanted to buy the turbo model, but the Toyota bloke didn't know what it was on about and said that the motor wasn't done up to handle the turbo.
That's an absolute lie.
Which is a lie. So that's why
every internal turbo engine is always better than the factory.
Exactly.
NA.
And so that's why, and that's the only reason why Pop bought the NA was because the Toyota bloke said, no, it's a standard, it's just a standard motor.
There was an era back in the day where people were taking the turbo off and just going NA, just keeping the factory internals. Selling the turbo, getting a bit of cash on the side for years. And just going NA, and then just doing touring in NA.
So he ended up buying the 4-litre NA diesel. It's a GXL, it's red, and it's got like 270,000 Ks on it now, like 30 years later.
Yeah.
Going on 40 years later. And, so then Pop had it, and then, and like he used to pick me up from, like, back when I was, like, in school, the pizza's finally arrived. An hour later.
Get out of it.
Yeah, so Pop had it.
Get out of it. Get her in the nose.
And then, Dad bought it back in 2011. Mm-hmm. And then Dad's had it ever since. Yeah, do you want a bit?
Maybe at the end, but nah.
Yeah,
not right now.
Dad's had it ever since. And we, like, when I was younger, we used to do, we did 3 trips around Australia in that old Cruiser.
Hell yeah!
That's probably my core memory of it.
Yeah, because we did trips around Australia in the 60s.
Yeah.
Went to Uluru and back.
Yeah, so we did
with a family of 6.
So in 2011, we did the East Coast,
to
Cairns and back, and then in 2013 or something, we went up the centre and then over the top of WA.
Nice.
And that was with 5 of us.
Yeah.
And we used to we had a bed set up in the back, and 5 of us, when us 3 were younger, 5 of us used to sleep in the back of this Cruiser.
Yeah, right.
And then in 2018 we went up the west coast, along the south and then up the west coast.
Yeah.
And at the time then I was on the L plates, so I drove a lot of it and I was sick. And then, but by then we were all a bit bigger, so a couple of us were sleeping in the Cruiser, and then a couple were in swags or tents.
So good,
and then back again, and that was great. And just in this old, in Pop's old Cruiser.
That is awesome. Mm-hmm. That is absolutely awesome. Yeah, because most of my touring 4-wheel drive, not even just travelling the country with the family, was in the 60s, or one of the 60s as well. So
that's probably my core memory of a 4-wheel drive.
Yeah,
it's probably that Cruiser
and that tailgate. Everything was done on the tailgate. Everything was done on the tailgate.
And it was just, and it still got a lot of sentimental value because Pop's the oldest son, my dad's the oldest son,
and
I'm obviously the oldest son too.
Yeah.
So I just kind of want to get it off Dad, so now I can you know, just keep it in the family, keep it to the eldest son.
Right.
And like it is the cleanest cruiser, unrestored 60s you'll ever see. Like it is, like you give it a polish, and it is kept under lock and key, under a car cover.
Good.
And
I was gonna say
it is like that. Do you know that really nice red that came in, like that metallic red?
Yeah.
It was mate. You look at it and it's just, and you walk up to it, and it'll hear you coming and start.
Yeah.
Like it is after not starting for like a year. Yeah, so it's got the GXL like they're probably white back in the day.
Yep.
Or grey ones that run along the side.
Yep.
Of like the top of the door and the guard and stuff like that.
So good.
Yeah, and like being a GXL, it's got electric mirrors, electric doors, like central locking and electric windows.
Wow.
It's like, it's nuts. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So,
what's the time? How long have we been going for?
I don't know. I'm keen to keep going for longer.
8 o'clock.
I've only just got my pizza, and we're only a few beers deep.
No, we can keep going.
Yeah.
I'm thinking what we do is reset it, and then I can use this for the recording.
My phone.
No, what we've just done.
Oh yeah.
Super duper easy.
Whatever.
Alright. I can do an outro.
Yeah.
There we go. I'll just cut it at the end. Alright, there we go. That's nice and easy. I don't know.
One.
Yeah, nice and easy. So this is going to be the first one.
Hopefully.
First of many. We're hopefully going to have a lot more when the shed's finally done. At least get some lighting and a little bit of heating in the shed as well too.
Well, I mean, we can get this set up. Like,
yeah.
Oh no, I've got a heated jacket.
Yeah, like I'm not that cold, and it's only going to get warmer as well too. Love to get some of the signature team around as well too. I reckon they'd be super keen.
Yeah,
for
I'll
it.
chat to them and hopefully we can get a few rounds. And
Yep. And go.
Hopefully, maybe by a few deep, we'll have one of my cars going again. So.
And I want to try and see if we can get something like this up once a month at least. I reckon. 12 times a year. Even if we do 3 weeks in a row, but then we space it out. You know what I mean? You don't have to be doing it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was just like, what an opportunity to go again.
Either way, it'll be something cool, something fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Whereabouts can the audience find you? Go again.
They can find me just about anywhere. So I'm on Facebook, Caleb Rumble, Signature 4x4. You can find me through there as well.
Hell yeah, you want the admins.
Yeah. So Layla and I had started that ages ago.
It's taken off, man.
It has. It's sort of unreal.
Yep.
And I'm on Instagram as well. Don't use it much, but I am there. Crumble_loves cars. Something like that, I think. I'm on Snapchat too, but if you find me on Facebook and you want to talk, whatever, I can get you through Facebook onto Snapchat or whatever, and and pass on the knowledge that I have of whatever I have.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, with more to come.
With a lot more to come, hopefully.
And I am Thomas. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. The home is definitely TikTok.
I'm there too.
My big vids always go up here on YouTube as well too. We're obviously live on TikTok. We had a few questions. That was really good. Thank you very much for everyone here that was listening. Oh my God. We had Kieran, John, Scott, and... damn it. We had got Mud say hello, and I didn't say anything. I feel rude now. I'll send him a message. And Electra. Thank you very much for your questions, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely.